Enjoying my little backyard soiree? I thought you'd relish a merry time mingling with Hollywood directors, producers, and actors, savoring fine wine, hors d'oeuvres, and witty, intelligent conversation.
Jack was hoping there'd be a pony ride.
Like last year.
That was for our daughter's birthday soiree.
And it was a big hit.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, but you could have let the children take turns too.
Don't look so disappointed, Jack.
Can I get you anything? Some crudité?
Jack's not big on vegetables.
Caviar? Broiled oysters?
What do you have that used to walk on land?
How about a good old ham sandwich?
No, that would be cannibalism.
I'm sorry. Everyone's ignoring me. It's like I'm movie box office poison. I didn't realize so many people saw The Horn Blows at Midnight.
Trust me, Jack, they didn't.
Well, someone saw it. There's even a rumor someone came back to see it twice.
There's also a rumor someone's seen Sasquatch, and that has better odds.
Go easy on yourself, Jack. Forget about movies for a while. Set your sights on new endeavors. Recharge your batteries. It'll be good for you.
Gee, Ronnie, what else besides movies haven't I done? Radio, television, USO tours. I even played violin at a kiddie birthday party for a little 8-year-old girl.
All she asked was you accompany her singing to Vesti La Juba from Pagliacci. I never saw a violinist fret so hard.
Who would have guessed she'd request that? It's not a piece for violin. Besides, who knew she was a baritone?
And a good one, too. When she got to the part where the clowns break down sobbing, there wasn't a dry eye in the place.
That little show-off, hogging the spotlight like that. Ronald, what the fed? Tyrone Power, Celeste Horn, Vincent Price, Marilyn Monroe. I'd never seen so many Hollywood stars crammed together in one spot.
You should see the food services table at MGM. This is Herbert Berghoff. Herbert, have you met Jack Benny and his wife, Mary Livingston?
Only in my favorite movies. I love your performance in Buck Bunny Rides Again, not to mention George Washington slept here. You don't say. Ronnie, as I was just telling you, this is the best party I've ever been to. And who can forget The Horn Blows at Midnight?
Believe me, a lot of people would like to.
I saw it twice. That was you?
Uh-oh, Ronnie, I think we have to move the party indoors. It's starting to drizzle.
No, that's Jack drooling.
I can't help it. He's a fan, a real fan. I'll say I am. Mr. Benny, you're exactly who I'm looking to cast for my new play.
Herbert here is directing the Broadway premiere of Samuel Beckett's smash hit, Waiting for Godot.
Have you heard of it, Mr. Benny? No, I can't say I have.
Then you must have been living under a rock, Jack. It's only been hailed as the greatest theatrical sensation of the 20th century.
Is that so? Is it a comedy? Actually, it's what we call theater of the absurd.
Well, you've seen Jack's acting. It's a perfect match.
I think so too. Mr. Benny, can you come to New York City next week? We're casting there. I'm certain one of the roles will fit you to a T. Greatest theatrical sensation of the 20th century, you say.
The Rage of London. This might be just the thing you're looking for, Jack. I envy you. Do you realize how the world will regard you after witnessing your star turn in this play?
We'll be in New York next week to do a show with Fred Allen, anyway. All right, Mr. Berghoff, you've got a deal. Here's my card with the directions. By the by, I'm new in this state, so forgive my naivete, but who is this Fred Allen fellow you're doing a show with? Did I say Fred? Allen? Oh, forget I mentioned him. He's just a bit player I put in my New York show from time to time. In other words, you're saying he's someone you enjoy working with. I didn't say that in any words. You don't want Fred. He looks loony. He's got squinty, baggy eyes. His face screws up like a sourpuss swallowed a lemon. He sounds perfect for what we're looking for. We'll make sure to invite him to join the cast. You don't understand. He's got a whiny voice. His ears stick out. Oh, you don't have to keep plugging your fellow actor. You sold me. Thank you, Mr. Benny.
When Fred Allen hears you got him a Broadway show, he'll drop dead from shock.
Gee, Mary, you know just the right words to cheer me up. Now, let's see here. It's page 6 in the script. Estragon says, let's go. Vladimir says, we can't. Estragon says, why not? Vladimir says, we're waiting for Godot. Page 38. Let's see. Now Estragon says, let's go. Vladimir says, we can't. Estragon says, why not? And Vladimir says, we're waiting for Godot. Nothing's happened between pages 6 and 38. I'd better check again. Estragon eats a carrot and his boots hurt. And what's with Vladimir's bladder? He keeps going to the bathroom. This play doesn't make any sense. The audience is going to walk out before Godot even makes his entrance. Gee, I'll bet they saved all the good lines for Godot. Hey, that's the role for me. I better make sure no one else takes that part. Oh, Mister.
Yes?
Are you here for the same reason I am, waiting for Godot?
I'm sorry. Does your big toe hurt much?
What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with my big toe.
I thought you said you're aching from gout. Godot!
I said I'm here waiting for Godot. Isn't that what you're here for?
No, I'm waiting for the E train. I like waiting inside this theater because it's too noisy waiting in the subway station.
Oh, you do, eh? Well, if you stay in the theater, you're not going to get very far.
And if you stayed in the movies, neither would you.
Oh, don't be smart. Listen, that Godot role, I don't mean to say anything bad about it, you know, but it's not a very good role. Gee, I hope you're not here for that.
Huh? There's no... Oh, I get it. Say, that's a good one. You're a funny man, aren't you? Anywho, I'm here for the part of Estragon.
Estragon? Oh, good. Well, break a leg. Oh, excuse me. George Burns, what are you doing here?
Same as everyone else here, Jack. They asked me to be in the biggest play sensation of the century.
You're not here for the Godot part, are you?
The Godot part? Jack, there isn't any.
It's just that at your age, you're more suited to play Vladimir.
What's my age got to do with it?
You get all those bathroom breaks.
I hadn't thought of that.
Say, just between you and me, I was skimming through the script and...
Some play, huh? It presents the eternal conflict between living by a spiritual philosophy and living by an existential philosophy, and has us examine ourselves, asserting it's up to the individual to discover the meaning of life through personal experience in the earthly world.
It does? What page is all that on? I must have missed it. That's what you got out of it, huh?
No, I read the script, and that's what I got out of it.
Oh, hello, Gracie. Gee, I'm impressed by your understanding of this play. Now, what's your thinking about the part of Godot?
Well, Godot's the most important character because he's the main focus of the play.
Yes, I am, aren't I? Well, George, I'm glad you have Gracie here to explain the play for me. I mean you.
Gracie's here for one of the parts.
But, Gracie, all the parts are for men.
That's right. I'm trying out for the part of the boy.
But you're a woman. Aren't I right, George?
Yes, I happened to notice that during our honeymoon.
And he can't say he wasn't surprised.
And why's that?
Because he wasn't. George and I dated for 4 years before we got married, so he knew exactly what he was getting into.
Jack, what's the matter?
I think I just swallowed my gum. Gracie, what makes you think you can play the part of a boy?
Well, Mary Martin played the part of a boy, and it panned out for her.
Yes, you could say that.
Weren't you listening? I just did. And then every night after her show, she had to wash that man right out of her hair.
Oh, I see.
And just when she thought she was all done with men, they gave her a Tony.
Ask her about the other woman who was a man.
The other woman who was a man?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Gracie, when was Eleanor Roosevelt a man?
Well, every time Eleanor Roosevelt gave a speech, she was frank.
Well, that's true. Well, break a leg, both of you.
Well, of course we had to break a leg. How else do you expect to be put in a cast?
You're right, Gracie. I don't know how, but you're right. Oh, pardon me, mister.
Hello, Jack.
Marlene Dietrich, you're here to get a part?
Yes, I'm looking to get lucky.
Oh, you're being modest. Your success is no doubt the result of all your hard work and determination. Like mine. It may look like the jokes I make come easy, but that's because you don't see all the hard work, sleepless nights, sweat, tears, and toil my writers put into it.
Lucky is the name of the character I'm trying out for.
But Lucky's a fella, and you're a...
It worked for Mary Martin. I heard. What part are you here for?
Godot.
You do make it look easy.
Say, you're Jack Benny, aren't you? Well, yes, I am. Gosh, it's an honor to meet you. Well, thank you. Would it be all right with you if I tell my wife I met you? Sure, why not? Because I'm not married. But if I ever find a gal, I'm going to tell her I met Jack Benny. Well, you do that. Say, what do you think about the play? I was reflecting on its meaning, and now get ready, because this is really going to impress you. It seems to me it presents the eternal conflict between living by a spiritual philosophy and living by an existential philosophy, you see, and has us examine ourselves, asserting it's up to the individual to discover the meaning of life through personal experience in the earthly world. Now, what do you think about that? I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but to me the play means 500 smackaroos a week to play some joker named Puccio.
Palzo! Where do they come up with these ridiculous names?
So let's see now. So far, they're taking the parts of Estragon with the carrot and achy feet, Vladimir with the bladder problem, the boy, Lucky, Puccio with the ridiculous name. Gee, that leaves Godot. Oh, say, fella.
Yes, sir?
About this play.
Well, it's some play, ain't it? The way I see it. It's saying nothing has no meaning. Time don't have no meaning. Reality don't have no meaning. Our memories...
No meaning?
No meaning. Neither does nothing we do. Nothing has no meaning. There's no happiness, no significance. Nothing means nothing. Everything's a hollow, empty existence. A hollow, empty, bleak existence. Day in, day out, day in, day out. Nothing but nothingness and meaninglessness. Life ain't worth living. It's hopeless, I tell ya. Hopeless.
Well, that's one more actor out of the way. Oh, excuse me, mister.
Yes?
Oh, it's you again. Let me ask you a question.
Well, aren't you the curious type?
Well, never mind that. Have you ever heard of a woman playing men's parts?
Yes, but we don't discuss those things until after 9 p.m.
Oh, here's another out-of-work actor. Probably looking for his big break. Pardon me, fella.
Go away, you've got the wrong play. Pinocchio is where they're holding auditions for all the wooden actors.
Fred, we just did a show together at Radio City. And when I was telling you about this play and how I was going to be in it, why didn't you tell me you were going to be here too?
I was waiting for you to stop bragging about yourself long enough for me to jump into your monologue. Anyway, thanks for the glowing recommendation you gave on my behalf to Herbie.
My recommendation? Herbie?
Yes, he said you just couldn't stop talking about me. So Herbie met with my agent.
Your agent? Harry? The haggler?
The one and ornery. They worked out a deal, and here I am.
But look, Fred, this isn't like the Ziegfeld Follies. The lead role in this play calls for an actor with great range.
Now, Jack...
And your range doesn't even have a range.
I'm here for the role of either Estragon or Vladimir, and I couldn't care less what you have to say about it.
Oh, you don't, do you? So this is how you pay me back after I gave you such a glowing recommendation to Herbie. In fact, I couldn't stop talking about you, and... You're good with playing either Estragon or Vladimir?
That's right.
And those are the only parts you're here for.
A star of my stature wouldn't settle for less, would he?
Well, gee, I think we actually see eye to eye there.
I'm happy to hear your eye has come to its senses. Now, if you'll go ahead and kindly also extract your schnazola out of my business.
Fred, I can say it fills me with glee to know I'm responsible for getting you one of those roles.
I knew you were full of something, but I was frightened to put my finger on what it might be. In gratitude for your recommending me, I shall forever rise every morning henceforth, Mr. Benny, face in the direction toward Hollywood, and mutter your name. Oh, wait, I already mutter your name.
I'd prefer you do me a favor in return.
And what might that be?
Take any part you want, but not Godot. I want that role for myself.
Have you read through the script, Jack?
Well, not entirely.
Somehow I could tell. How far did you get?
I'm not sure. What page is the carrot on?
Page 13.
It is? I thought it was page 9. Gee, I did better than I thought. Now, Fred, don't give me a hard time about this. I don't have to read the whole script to know that a star like me wouldn't be suitable for any other role in this play.
Oddly enough, I feel every corpuscle in my body in full agreement with your self-assessment.
You do? Thank you, Fred. Shucks, you're being an awful good sport about it. It sure is some play, though, isn't it? Now, hold on to something, because I promise you'll find this very impressive. Now, get this. It seems to me the play presents... Well, I don't have to tell you, do I?
I understand completely what you so eloquently failed to put into words. You evidently mean the philosophical concept regarding the nature of suffering introduced by contrasting each character's physical ailments.
Yes, how did you know?
It's obvious. Estragon has sore feet from walking, Vladimir needs a bathroom break. In other words, one character wants to stop and the other needs to go. It's an allegory of two people who are mutually dependent on each other, holding out hope despite the uncertainty of their future.
Well, I suppose you could say that,
Albeit
but...
while simultaneously experiencing the corresponding disorientation of societal isolation.
Well, I was
In
thinking...
which Beckett, through a new innovative literary lens in a dramatic style that veers from traditional theater, forces us to see ourselves. What are your thoughts?
Pozzo's a ridiculous name, isn't it?
Nothing gets by you. Well, shall you need me, I'll be not playing Godot over there.
Attention, everyone! Before we finalize our casting decisions, I want to have you try out some different characters. Let's start with George, Fred, and Frank. Page 20, where Pozzo is about to make a speech to Estragon and Vladimir. From the top, please!
Here, Estragon.
What is it, Vladimir?
Pozzo's about to speak.
Go ahead and speak, Pocho.
Is everybody ready? Is everybody looking at me? Will you look at me? Good, because I am ready. Is everybody listening? Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? Because I am ready. Is everybody ready and listening? Because I am ready and listening. Is everybody...
Excuse me.
Yes, Mr.
Benny? Well, I'm just thinking. Page 20. Now, that's about 20 minutes into the play. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so let's take it again from... Oh, I'm sorry. I had a question about that. Oh, yes? What's your question? Oh, the dialogue's so redundant. You know, all that I am ready, you're ready, we are ready business. By that point, the audience has been waiting for Godot to make his entrance for almost half an hour. Couldn't we just cut all that out?
Mr. Benny, Mr. Beckett wrote it that way for a reason.
Well, how about we keep one, are you ready, and cut out all the others?
I'm sorry, we don't ad-lib here. I'm afraid in legitimate theater, we keep to the dialogue exactly as written.
That's what I'm afraid of, too.
The answer is no, Mr. Benny. Moving on. Now, let's try Marlene and Frank as Estragon and Vladimir. From the bottom of page 13, where Estragon says, I'm hungry. Proceed.
I'm hungry. Do you want a carrot?
Do you have a carrot?
I have a turnip.
I'll take the carrot.
Here's my carrot.
That's no carrot, that's a turnip.
But they can't be a turnip. I could have sworn it was a carrot.
It is a carrot.
I told you so.
Cut!
What is it now, Mr. Benny?
That scene's absurd.
It's supposed to be.
He goes on and on blathering. At this rate, the audience will get going before the play does.
Mr. Benny, will you please take your seat and stop interrupting?
We want the audience to stay so they don't miss the really good part when Godot makes his grand entrance.
Sit!
And a turnip isn't funny. A banana is funny. Banana is a funnier word than turnip. Everyone knows that.
Now, if we may continue without any further meddling. Thank you. George and Gracie, please do Pozzo and Estragon from page 16, starting with Pozzo's line.
Oh, about Pozzo's name.
And not a peep out of you!
Go ahead, please.
I am Pozzo.
You're not Godot?
I am Pozzo. If I were Godot, I would have said I am Godot, not Pozzo.
So who are you?
I am Pozzo.
You're Bozo?
No, Pozzo. I just told you that.
It sounds like you said Bozo, not Pozzo.
Do I look like a bozo or Pozzo?
Bozo?
What part of Pozzo are you having trouble with?
All of it.
Cut! None of that's even in the script.
He's right. I don't care if he's right. Mr. Benny, it is not your job to overstep the director.
All right. The other thing is...
Or the dialogue, the plot, the setting, the actors, the characters, or their names.
Gee, and to think folks were upset with me for not sharing a lousy pony ride.
Sit down!
I'm setting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've made my casting decisions. Performing the part of Estragon will be George Burns.
Sorry you didn't get the top role.
Playing Vladimir will be Fred Allen.
Thank you. It is your great honor to work with me. Gee, that's a shame, Fred. Better luck next time.
The role of Pozzo goes to Frank Nelson.
We can't all be the star of the show, you know.
And we can't ourselves lucky into that. Lucky will be played by Marlene Dietrich, and the part of the boy goes to Gracie Allen.
Now, don't be afraid to ask if either of you need tips on how to act like a man.
From whom?
From me!
Thank you, everyone. Expect our call about the rehearsal schedule. That's it, Mr. Benny. We're done. You can go home now.
Mr. Bergoff, I have a question.
What's the matter now?
Well, say you cast George Burns as Estragon, Fred Allen as Vladimir, Frank Nelson as Pozzo, Marlene Dietrich as Lucky, and Gracie Allen as the boy.
That's right.
Good night, Mr. Benny. Thank you for coming in.
Wait a minute. What about that other fella, the little guy who got upset and ran out of here crying?
Oh, that was our producer.
So then I have the part of Godot.
You want to play the part of Godot?
I accept. Gee, I had no idea you wanted me for the starring role, but someone's got to carry the show, I guess. Now, Herbie.
Herbert. I detest being called Herbie.
But Fred Allen calls you Herbie.
Harry the Haggler drives a hard bargain.
Oh, well, I've been looking through the script.
Oh, no, you don't want to change the lines again, do you?
No. Why would you even think that? No, I was wondering, because I can't seem to find it. On what page does Godot make his entrance?
Mr. Benny, the entire play is Vladimir and Asturgan wait for a man who never arrives.
That's Godot?
That's right.
He never arrives?
Never. That's why it's called Waiting for Godot.